Why is Roșia Montana a UNESCO site? Welcome to the Why is Roșia Montana a UNESCO site, part of Roșia Montana UNESCO tour. You are in a place with a wonderful view over the village of the Cârnic Massif, whose main entrances should be visible from where you stand. The entire cultural and natural landscape of Roșia Montana has led to its qualification as a UNESCO site. The Roșia Montana UNESCO audio tour contains several landmarks that will guide you on your walk and help you discover this village and its history. Each landmark has a QR code that, once photographed with your mobile phone, will open a web platform sharing the very story of the landmark you are looking at. You will discover our fascinating history and even learn secrets. Roșia Montana was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List due to its remarkable historical, cultural and natural values. The archaeological site of Roșia Montana is one of the most important gold mining sites in Europe, with a history spanning 2 millennia. The traces of these mining activities remain vivid testimonies, especially in the Cârnic Massif in front of you, where Roman galleries intersect with medieval and pre-industrial ones. With a bit of imagination, you can see horse-drawn carts or miners with baskets on their backs coming out of the mine entrances carrying loads of ore. Sometimes it seems like the dust from the explosions on these mine entrances emerges as well. A testimony to the hard work of the miners is Băieșilor Cross on top of the Cârnic Massif, placed by them as a sign of protection. But let's see concretely what led to the classification of Roșia Montana as a UNESCO site. The outstanding universal value of Roșia Montana is grounded on 4 of the 6 cultural criteria established by the UNESCO World Heritage Convention. For the inscription of the site on the World Heritage List, meeting just one criterion is sufficient. However, Roșia Montana meets 3 of them, criteria 2, 3 and 4, as designated by UNESCO. So let's see what these are. Criterion number 2, to exhibit an important interchange of human values over a span of time or within a cultural area of the world on developments in architecture or technology, monumental arts, town planning or landscape design. Roșia Montana mining landscape contains the world's preeminent example of an underground Roman gold mine and further demonstrates over 2,000 years of subsequent exploitation and continuous settlement. Many of the mining features, preserved in over 7 kilometers of Roman workings, demonstrate exceptional innovative techniques developed by skilled miners to exploit gold in such ways that suited the technical nature of the deposit. Control of precious metal resources to use as currency was a fundamental factor in the development of Roman military power and imperial expansion. A decade of professional underground archaeological campaigns beginning in 2001 elucidates a fusion of imported Roman mining technology with local developed techniques unknown elsewhere from such an early era. Multiple chambers that housed treadmill-operated water-dipping wells for drainage represent a technique likely rooted from Hispania to the Balkans, whilst perfectly carved trapezoidal section galleries, helicoidal shafts, inclined communication galleries with stairways cut into the bedrock, and vertical extraction areas superimposed above one another with the roof carved out in steps are in a combination so specific to Roșia Montana that they likely represent pioneering aspects in the technical history of mining. Criterion 3. To bear a unique or at least exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or to a civilization which is living or which has disappeared. A Roșia Montana mining landscape embodies the cultural tradition of one of the oldest documented mining communities in Europe, anciently founded by the Romans and which survived under influences of successive social, technical and organizational systems, whilst gradually waning until its final disappearance at the beginning of the 21st century. The site was the most important precious metal mine located in the Golden Quadrilateral of the Roman Carpathians and is associated with exceptional epigraphic testimony from the Roman imperial era. Criterion number 4, to be an outstanding example of a type of building, architectural or technological ensemble or landscape which illustrates a significant stage in human history. Roșia Montana mining landscape is testimony to the long history of gold exploitation in the Carpathian precious metals province of the Golden Quadrilateral from the Roman era to the 21st century. It is an example that illustrates the strategic control and vigorous development of precious metals mining by the Roman Empire, essential for its longevity and military power. Source of the content www.rosiamontana.world. In conclusion, if a concise presentation of the cultural values of the area were possible, the Roșia Montana mining landscape, inscribed in 2021 on the World Heritage List as well as on the list of World Heritage in Danger, is composed of an extraordinary concentration of vestiges attesting to the evolution of mining operations over an exceptional period of time, 2,000 years, from the pre-Roman period to the contemporary era. The importance of mining at Roșia Montana is not limited to antiquity. From the end of the Crusades to the discovery of America, the Apuseni Mountains have been Europe's main source of gold. The Austrian administration brought miners from all over the empire to the area, and thus a mining settlement was born as picturesque as it was European. The Alburnus Maior site, famous since the 18th century for its renowned Roman wax tablets, is represented by an exceptional Roman underground mining system to which are added medieval and modern galleries, a mining town preserved exemplarily since the pre-industrial period, and the landscape dotted with many traces of mining activity, among which hydrotechnical works or lakes, we call them tăurile, dating from the first half of the 18th century. You have listened to the content dedicated to the Why is Roșia Montana a UNESCO site. The UNESCO Tour of Roșia Montana is a project implemented by the non-governmental organization Roșia Montana în Patrimoniul Mondial. The audio tour is co-financed by Romania's Administration for National Cultural Funds. We based our storytelling on local anecdotes and the works listed on the bibliography on our website. We encourage you to follow the trail that we prepared for you via our website. This will ensure that you discover all objects and their stories of Roșia Montana. Have a pleasant journey and drum bun, as we say here.